sexy, handsome, and qualified. That's what Shaq stands
I
for.
think my question was, who were your favorite teammates?
Let me finish, Ernie. Let me finish. I'm quick to say, hey, I got 4 rings, but I could
You
not,
are quick to say that.
Could not.
NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Back to the road tomorrow as this is the final game of the Nets homestand. They put it all together over the course of their last 7 games. They've only had 1 loss over that span.
And right now for Brooklyn, they've looked very solid here to start the season. What's surprised me the most is just how much confidence this group is playing with.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Greg. I mean, that mental toughness bodes well, very well for them once we get later into the season.
And now Washington's starting group. Bradley Beal and Otto Porter Jr. are the wingmen. Markieff Morris is out there with Gortat, and it's Galloway in at the point guard position. And the wide open shot from Morris. Offline with his 3. So for Washington, their last game a loss to the Hawks in Atlanta.
And the effort down the stretch, those final few minutes of regulation, that's what they needed, but they were burnt out in the overtime.
Yeah, that's a good call, Greg. I mean, there was a little bit of a letdown for them in OT, and that can happen after you expend so much energy just to force the overtime.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Here's Freak. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Freak's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Galloway. 8 points his last outing. Morris, no good. Now here is Jack. Here's Freak. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. And Beal kicks to Gortat. It's Porter outside. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
The feed to Bogdanovich. Passes it to Lopez. And a wide open look for Freak. Buries it from 3-point range. Freak's got a couple of threes now in the first for Brooklyn. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. It's Gortat with the drive. Shot is off. Good D by Lopez. Brooklyn's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Well, now we go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Randy Whitten. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. He told me that when you're playing against a team that can finish inside as efficiently as this team does, they don't want to allow any looks easily on the interior. He said if they can limit them in that department, they'll be in good shape.
All right, Doris, thanks. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Dishes to Bogdanovich. Lopez passes to Bogdanovich. Shot clock at 5. The 3 ball. Here's Lopez. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Morris outside. Brooklyn with the rebound. This, their fears Washington swamp.
And 2 teams here that were evenly matched a season ago as they split the season series.
Yeah, they'd settle for 500 against most teams. Both squads win challenge, perhaps a way to put it, but one of them has got to win tonight.
And Washington has possession. Following the 3-pointer by Freak. Morris with a screen on Jack. Off the pick. Oh, he misses the dunk.
Oh, he knows that one should have gone in. That hurts.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
So for the Wizards, Nene.
Give it up.
And McRae subbed in for Porter. There's 1:26 left in the first. Galloway kicks to Nene. Out to the wing. Hansbrough against Jones. to end the run, Nene. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Wizards making a switch here. Oubre's checked in. Nets leading by 5. There's a minute left in the first quarter of the game. And again, the triple from Freak. Freak's got 12.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Yeah, 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
Now, here's Oubre. Down low, Nene. And he takes that one.
Allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Galloway kicks to Oubre. Defensively by Jones.
You know what? Those are shots you just...
It's in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Brooklyn ahead. They're up by 4. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And a chance now to hear from the Brazilian big man Nene about the development of this Wizards team. With Nene in the mix, that team is indeed capable and talented and can do some very special things.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's in a supportive...
For Bogdanovich. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Augustine. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Gortat's checked in for Nene. Markieff Morris comes in for Tyler Hansbrough. Porter's checked in for Oubre. And Bradley Beal subbed in for Langston Galloway. Taking a look at the Wizards. Bradley Beal and Otto Porter Jr. are the wingmen. Gortat is out there with Markieff Morris. And it's McRae in at the 1 spot.
Oh, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger Clark right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
He dishes it to Morris. 4 points now in the quarter. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Hornets got the job done. He dropped in 24 points, and he was just about on target for...
Supreme confidence can increase your stamina and endurance, so I'll be interested to see how that affects his play.
Shots good from Young.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball any thought without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Gortat with a screen on Jack. And the pass to Beal. And stolen by Freak. They're running. Jumps up. And Young slams it home.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc. And boy, are they taking advantage.
And he gets it to go. 11 points for Otto Porter Jr.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Kilpatrick passes to Jack. Pass to Freak, expanding his range. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. 15 points for Freak. McRae passes to Morris. Porter out. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been.
Well, guys, I'm here.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for Brooklyn now, Freak in at 2-guard. Bogdanovich out there with Young. Then it's Brook Lopez, and it's Jack in at the 1. And good on the basket. Book it.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
They get it back. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
The Nets shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. Both good from the line that time. A little over a minute gone here in the second half. Wizards trail by 18. Galloway kicks to Beal. Drills the baseline jumper. Beal's got his second bucket of the night.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Jack dishes to Freak. Pulls it up. Gortat comes up with the rebound.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Beal gets a wide open look. That doesn't go either for Beal.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Freak passes to Lopez. He kicks to Freak. Lets it go. And the jumper falls for him. Freak's got 17 now. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now.
Chance to check out the numbers for Bradley Beal. He's been dominant over the last month, averaging about 22 points per, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he's a threat to go off in any game from anywhere.
Some guys just have the gift, and he's one of them. You need points, he's your go-to guy.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Lopez. Jones comes in for Thaddeus Young. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Freak sets a screen for Augustine. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Galloway kicks to Hansbrough. Misses from close range.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Galloway kicks to Beal. Inside, Nene. The shot will not go. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave their white flags.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when the team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
Nene with the screen on Augustine. 5 on the clock. Here's Galloway. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Nene with the screen on Augustine. Galloway with the bucket. Galloway has got 8 points.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
And now let's take a look at the most efficient scoring teams in the NBA. Number 1, the Nets. In 4th, the Wizards.
And here we've got 2 teams shooting the ball so well on the season, and neither one hesitates to pull the trigger. This is a great matchup.
And Washington making a change here. McRae's checked in. And it's Freak missing.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Nene with the screen on Augustine. Here's Galloway. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jones has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Takes it from 10. Count the bucket. Augustine's got 8 here in the quarter.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
Hansbrough dishes to Galloway. To the paint. Oubre passes to Hansbrough. Fires top of the key. That's good. Oubre's got his second basket.
Jordan McRae.
Nets leading by 19 points. There's 37 seconds left in the third. The 3. And the Nets, another 3.
And that's another 3. And if the defense is hoping that they don't heat up from out there like they did in the first half, they may be in for a real bad surprise.
Hansbrough, a screen on Augustine. Nene left side. Brooklyn with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Augustine with it. Drops in the layup for 2. Augustine's got 10 points in the game.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Here's Jack. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. Bradley Beal and Otto Porter Jr. are the wingmen. Anderson is out there with Gortat, and it's Galloway in at the point. The Nets have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
There's the pick. Kicks it to Bogdanovich.
2 minutes.
Here's Freak. Traps in the tray. Freak's got 23.
Dropping bombs. How many more threes are we going to see from him tonight?
Well, we've already seen plenty. I mean, he's got more points from outside the arc than inside of it so far.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Brooklyn.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
It's been a hot shooting night for them, too. I mean, they've hit a lot of those mid-range jump shots.
Oubre's checked in for the Wizards. Hunter comes in for Gortat.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Feeds it to Freak. From beyond the arc, Oubre pulls it in. Washington's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Nets.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
Your hope is to take charge of a season series by winning that first game. This will put them up 1-0 with 3 games still left to play this year against the Wizards.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Freak. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Langston Galloway's checked in for Beal. Wizards shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. They double him with Freak. Here's Hunter, and the layup's good off the glass.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game, though. We call this box score window dressing. All it's going to do is make the numbers look a little better than it was.
Pass to McCullough. From outside the arc. The rebound by Anderson. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Now Oubre, and Anderson slams it in.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounceability.
And here's Freak. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us. Can you tell us what went into the preparation for tonight's game and what your focus was?
You know, we were taking it one game at a time. We knew we had to come in here, get a win. We knew our crowd was going to support us. It was going to be easy. And
the 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. Just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on, a huge factor.
Anytime you deliver that sort of production we saw from him tonight, you're going to put your team in position to win. He gave them points in bunches, and when they needed them. It's not always about how much you get, but when you get those points up on the board.
One thing that stood out to me was his contribution from deep. We know he can hit the three ball, but we saw him do a lot more damage than normal, and that really opened up the game.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast.